Hey, it's Sam here with little one. He is wide awake right now. I think his sleep schedule got thrown off a bit. He's trying to look at the camera. It's behind him. Yeah. Um, yeah. So we'll see. If he falls asleep, it's getting close to his bedtime. So hoping the story will put him to sleep. We'll see about that. And I kind of thought, little guy. So we finished phase one of the Marvel Universe, and we'll come back to the Marvel Universe. We'll see what happens to Iron Man and Thor and Cap and all of them. But while we were finished with phase one in a break, I thought this would be a good time to get into the Star Wars stories, which is another essential part of your education and upbringing. So are you ready, little guy? Okay, let's do it. You want to hear the story? You gonna be good for the story? Okay, so Benny, a long time ago. No, sorry, I was gonna do this. Once upon a time, a long time ago, in a galaxy far, far away. Dun 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 dun. Okay. So this story takes place in space with spaceships and planets and all kinds of stuff like that. So the Empire rules the galaxy. They're the bad guys. They rule with an iron fist of meanness and cruelty. And one of the Empire's main leaders is named Darth Vader. You see him, Benny? He wears a black helmet and all black and a cape, like a robot-like helmet, like you can't see his face at all. And he has scary breathing, like it sounds like this. So he's a scary bad guy, okay? And Darth Vader is on one of his ships, or maybe it's the Death Star. The Empire has a big weapon called the Death Star that can destroy a whole planet. And there is a lady, a girl named Princess Leia, and she is captured on the Death Star, or the ship. I guess it's on the Death Star, yeah, yeah. Uh-huh. What you looking at? The story's over here. And so let's see. Darth Vader asks her where the rebel base is. He's part of the rebellion. They're against the Empire and trying to free people from the Empire, so they're the good guys, okay? He's asking her where the rebels' hideout is, but she won't tell him. And Princess Leia actually got some secret plans from Rogue One, but we'll talk about that later. Some secret plans for how to destroy the Death Star, but she had to get them back to the rebels or to someone who could help. So she was able to put them into some droids. Droids are robots, so there's two main robots who are going to be in our story, and one of them is named C-3PO. And he's, yeah, no, it's okay. These are nice robots. And he has golden plating and stuff, and he talks very prim and proper, like, "Hello, I'm C-3PO." Oh, no, you don't like it? Okay, okay. We'll see. Do we have to? Should we pause and resume later? I think he likes this position better, so we'll try it again. Okay, where were we? So we got some robots in our story. We have C-3PO. He has golden plating, and he looks roughly like a person. And he talks kind of like this, like, "Hello, I'm C-3PO, human cyber relations, blah, 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 blah." And we have R2-D2, who's like just a little, like, roly trash can bucket kind of thing. And he doesn't talk in words. He just talks in like beep, boop, beep, like that. Okay? And they're friends, mostly. And so Princess Leia puts the secret plans inside of R2-D2. Then R2-D2 and C-3PO escape in a ship. But Princess Leia is still captured prisoner. And the Empire and Darth Vader are going to do bad things to her and try to get information out of her. Okay? Meanwhile, C-3PO and R2-D2 land on a sandy desert planet called Tatooine, and they're found by some sand people. But Tatooine is where we meet our hero. He's a young boy, well, older than you, he's like 20-ish. He's a young man named Luke Skywalker, okay? And Luke lives with his aunt and uncle on a moisture farm in Tatooine, but he wants to get away and like fly a spaceship and do all kinds of cool stuff like that. And he knows that his father was a pilot and once a great warrior, but he doesn't know much else about him because he wasn't raised by his father. So we'll hear more about that later. And Luke and his uncle find the droids from the Sand People and take them home. And then, not much later, Luke realizes that there's a secret message in R2D2. And the message is from Princess Leia. He doesn't know who she is. But the message says, "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi, you're my only hope." And Luke says, "I need to find Obi-Wan Kenobi." And he has a neighbor named Ben Kenobi. Ben, just like your name. And he takes him to Ben Kenobi, takes the droids there, and says, like, "Can you help us? Do you know who Obi-Wan Kenobi is?" And Ben Kenobi is an older man who lives alone, shows up every once in a while in Luke's life. But he says, "Well, yes, I know Ben Kenobi. He is me." Or he knows Obi-Wan Kenobi, yeah. Obi-Wan is his real name that he used to go by a long time ago. And then Ben/Obi-Wan tells Luke all about the Jedi Knights and the Force and stuff, okay? So the Jedi were a group of heroes and warrior peacekeepers who used to exist, but they're not around anymore for reasons we don't know yet. And they use the Force, which is a mysterious power of the universe that can like move things and like I guess mostly in these ones it just moves things. Oh, and mess with people's minds and stuff like that. Yeah, so he tells Luke a story about how Luke's father used to be a Jedi and was one of Obi-Wan's students until Darth Vader turned against the Jedi and killed him. That's not good. And I'm sure that story is completely trustworthy and won't have any more twists and turns that will be revealed throughout the saga. Just kidding. And he also shows Luke a lightsaber, which is like those swords that go bzzz. You have some lightsabers. You have a lightsaber lamp over there. That's pretty cool. Oh, can't see it too well, but it's there. Yeah. And so he shows Luke a lightsaber, which is a Jedi's weapon. And then Luke and Obi-Wan go back to Luke's house, so they try to, but it's been destroyed by the Empire, because they knew that, I guess the droids escaped there, and they wanted to get rid of them. That's not good. And Luke's aunt and uncle didn't make it, sadly. And Luke has nothing else to do on Tatooine, and he says, "I want to go stop the Empire and help Princess Leia," and stuff like that. So Obi-Wan helps him, and they try to go to do that. And they go to a wretched hive of scum and villainy to try to get transport off of Tatooine, and they meet some friends. Well, they become friends. There's a man named Han Solo. He's kind of a rogue and a smuggler, which means he's a criminal who flies ships. But the Empire isn't good guys anyway, so criminals aren't always bad guys. It's a complicated thing. Those are some ethical dilemmas you can ponder as you go to sleep tonight. And Han Solo has a friend named Chewbacca, and Chewbacca is a tall alien who's covered completely in fur, and he talks like this. Yeah, okay. So it's Han Solo and Chewbacca. And Han Solo owes money to Jabba the Hutt, because criminals are always getting in trouble with each other. And Jabba's helper, Greedo, tried to come get money from Han Solo, and he didn't have it. And there was a shootout. There's some ambiguity on who shot first. I'll let you decide that when you're older. But Han shot and killed Greedo, and that means he's in trouble and people are going to be looking for him. So they struck a deal, and they agreed to, Han and Chewie agreed to take Luke and Obi-Wan in their ship, which is called the Millennium Falcon. Yeah, little guy. You like the story so far? So they went in the Millennium Falcon, and they went into space. Now, and I should mention this probably, Han Solo isn't quite a good guy yet. He's mostly just in it for money, but he'll learn over time that there are more important things than money. But he just wants to help them because he thinks he can get a reward by rescuing the princess. So we'll see what happens with that. So they're trying to get to the Death Star. Okay, Benny, I didn't tell you. Somewhere along the line, I forget exactly what the order of scenes. the Death Star actually destroyed a whole planet called Alderaan. That's the planet Princess Leia was from. And in order to threaten her and hurt her, yeah, Grand Moff Tarkin, who's one of the Empire's bad guys, he destroyed all of Alderaan, and that wasn't very nice. It's a whole planet gone. And Obi-Wan could feel that because he can feel things through the Force. And so they took the Millennium Falcon to where Alderaan used to be, trying to figure out what had happened, and the Death Star was there. It's this big, giant space station. And at first I thought it was a moon, but it's actually a space station. And when they got in there, its tractor beam started to pull them in. So then they had no choice but to go in the Death Star and figure things out from there. And so they got some Stormtrooper armor. The Stormtroopers are the Empire's henchmen, like the soldiers, and disguised themselves as Stormtroopers so they could walk around and stuff. And then they found Princess Leia in her cell, eventually, and rescued her. Yeah, you getting restless again? Okay. Yeah, we'll try to cut to the chase here. But Ben Kenobi confronted Darth Vader, who was on the Death Star, and you could hear his scary breathing. And they had a fight with their lightsabers, but Darth Vader kind of won, and Ben Kenobi kind of just faded away into the Force. Which is to say, he died. Very sad. And Luke was sad, but they couldn't just stick around. They had to go because they were still trying to rescue Princess Leia. And yeah. Is it better? Yeah. So they were trying to rescue Princess Leia, and they did rescue her. Now it's, let's see, it's since Ben is gone, it's Han and Luke and Leia and Chewbacca and the droids who are still stuck on the Death Star, and they had rescued her, but they were trying to get away, and they had to go through a dumpster chute, and that was dangerous because it was kind of a trap, and there was like a scary monster in there, and the walls were closing in, but somehow they escaped from that too, and they managed to get away and take a ship, and get back to the rebel base to see Princess Leia's friends and the other people who were in the rebellion against the Empire. That's right, little guy. And now they had the plans of how to destroy the Death Star too. They needed a single pilot in a ship to go in and destroy the Death Star, and shoot like a laser at the core. And Luke said he could do it. So they were getting ready for a big final battle against the Death Star and against the Empire. Well, not the final battle. We'll get there. And at first, Han Solo didn't want to help them because remember, he's still kind of in it only for himself. He just thinks he just wants to make money. But he came back and helped them, Benny, which shows character growth. And he even told Luke, "May the Force be with you." He didn't believe in the Force at first, but now he's starting to. Okay? So they went into a big battle with Luke in a small spaceship called an X-Wing, and there were other X-Wing pilots in the rebellion, and Han Solo and the Millennium Falcon also went against the Empire ships. The Empire ships are called TIE fighters, so there are lots of spaceships shooting at each other, like pew, 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 in space, and there was a big space battle of lots of spaceships. But then Luke went to the Death Star in his spaceship, and he could hear the ghost of Obi-Wan telling him, "Use the Force, Luke." And he did. He reached out with the Force, and he shot a laser torpedo at just the right spot to hit the core of the Death Star, and the whole Death Star exploded, and it went like... Yeah. So the rebels saved the day. They exploded the Death Star. And Darth Vader must have escaped in another ship because Darth Vader is in future movies. We'll hear more about him later. Yeah. But for now, Luke was a hero. He joined with the rebellion. And Han and Chewbacca were heroes. And Princess Leia was a hero. And there was a big ceremony where Han and Luke, and I guess Leia, got medals for their valor. Chewbacca didn't get a medal, but he should have. And yeah. And the good guys won. Remember the number one rule. The good guys always win. There'll be another movie and another story, but for this time, the good guys won. And they all lived happily ever after until the next movie. Unless you want to read the Expanded Universe books and comics that take place in between the movies. But for now, they saved the day. The end. Okay, are you getting sleepy? Okay. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe if you enjoy. And may the force be with you. Good night.